Welcome back.
Hello.
To another episode of
Wine and Spirits.
Yay. I know. I was jazz hands. I don't know why I do that. So I'm gonna get right into the wine because that's my favorite part.
Yep.
Today we are going to be trying another Pinot Grigio. It's Albino Armani.
Armani. I like it. It sounds fancy already.
So, and the brand on this one, it's the same one. I thought it was the kangaroo one.
Oh, okay.
So let's try this.
And before we do, shall we invite everybody to grab a glass of wine and join us this Friday?
Yes.
Yes.
It's Friday.
It's Friday. TTIF. Grab your glass of wine and maybe if you have them to have the same one, give us a review on it too.
Salud. Cheers. I'm not usually I told you I'm more
not
of a red
Pinot
wine
fan.
But this is actually pretty good.
I like it.
I like it.
You know I do.
It has some I'm gonna say pear, citrus type flavors in it. Smells good too, so that's a plus.
Goes down easy.
There's a joke in there somewhere.
No, I like this one.
Yeah, I like
Refreshing.
this one.
You're right about the pear. I think I get that hint of the notes of the pear.
Mm-hmm. Very, very light. Yeah, I would definitely buy this again, but we're going to save the wine rating until afterwards. So
What are we discussing today, Myra?
we are going to actually, like Paranormal. We're going to discuss a few videos that we saw that we thought were interesting and kind of go back and forth, and then also invite you guys to put in the comments below what you think of the videos. So what are we starting with first?
We're going to start with La Pascualita, which is something I have always been interested in. You know what that means in English?
No, what?
The Pascualita. It doesn't mean anything in English. I tried to look it up. It literally means the Pascualita, but I thought it'd be cute to say. So there's this mannequin that lives in Mexico in the state of Chihuahua. It's one of the northern ones in Mexico. She's been around for about 90 years. And people say that she is possibly a corpse. So that's why we're discussing this. And also, supposedly, she can come alive and move at night. So into some history with her, supposedly the store, which still exists today, so you can go visit this mannequin in the window.
Yeah.
It's called La Popular. Do you want to know what that means in English?
Oh, gosh.
The Popular.
I was just going to say.
So it's a dress shop, mainly a wedding dress, quinceañeras, and whatever kind of dresses you want to wear. So the woman that used to own this store way back in the 1920s, I believe, her daughter supposedly died of they say black widow, but I've heard bug bite of some sort, before her wedding. And they don't really know. There's no name to the actual daughter of this woman. Her name was, I think her name was Pascuala.
Yes.
Pascuala.
Yes.
Yes. And so she, sometime later, all of a sudden put this mannequin up in the window that happens to look a lot like her daughter.
A lot.
And so a lot of people started the rumors that it's her dead daughter and that she'd had her made into a mannequin.
Yeah.
She's embalmed or whatever it might be. So there's some very interesting theories about that. So
Yes.
So some of the things is, she moves at night. There's also a story about a Frenchman that's like some magician that had went to visit Mexico and was so in love with this mannequin that he put a spell on her and she comes alive at night and they dance together.
Yeah.
Sounds very romantic, and I'd like to know how he gets
creepy.
in the store. Yeah, it's creepy, but
Yes.
it's kind of cute.
So that is the story, and I don't know where I first saw it, but I thought that was interesting because when you look at her, she actually does look real, just like the detail and everything, like the skin and like the fingerprints and stuff. And they don't know what happened to this daughter. Like they didn't have like a burial for her. She was never buried. They don't know where the body went.
They don't even know her name.
Right.
Like
so
I think the details of this mannequin, like she's so detailed that I could totally understand why everyone feels this way about her. So that's why we're going to discuss her, and we're going to watch a quick video of her supposedly moving, and then we'll discuss a little bit more after that.
Okay.
You want to cue that up, Myra?
Yes.
Perfect. right, so there's her hands, very detailed.
Yeah, and that's when I was looking at
Right?
like the fingernails and everything too.
Like, okay, and I think she has fingerprints.
Yeah.
Her skin looks amazing.
It's just so lifelike.
Like, her eyes.
Yeah. I couldn't do it.
And there's also some supposed luck for a lot of brides to wear the dress that she is wearing when they shop for their wedding dress. Okay, there she goes moving.
And this is supposedly night vision, and then it will change to normal.
To paranormal.
Paranormal.
I feel like they're speeding it up too.
Yeah, and maybe that's why.
All right. So that's the video of her moving. What do you think, Myra?
It's hard. I don't doubt that people saw her move, and maybe there might have been like slight movements. That seemed a little
Set up. I feel like that
AI-ish.
was, yeah.
You know, just like the movement, it was like so like animated, like
Yeah,
my
very blanky.
eyelashes. But I don't know. Like I said, I wish someone had like more footage of her moving. But I mean, I imagine it would take a long time to capture something. You'd have to stand in the window.
I mean, it's a store. Have a camera.
Right. Just
That
put it
would
on
be
there.
one. And I feel like the store, the other thing is you got to realize the store doesn't let anybody else dress her. It just employs only certain employees, I believe. They say she's got varicose veins on her legs and everything too. And my opinion on her is I think she's just a really damn good mannequin. I mean, it was from the 1930s was when she was started being put up in that window. If she were a corpse, what is keeping her standing? Smell, mold. There's a lot of reasons I don't think that she is a human or was. I don't think she's a corpse. I think that the hands, the molding.
Right.
Great job, whoever made her. But I don't think that she is.
Yeah, and that's what's hard for me. I mean, it's whoever made her. It's very, very realistic. But then again, when I think about it, kind of when you go to like wax museums and stuff like that, those are very realistic looking too. But it's just so hard
They're
because
sculpted.
because the detail and like the fingers and stuff, they almost look weathered, kind of like mummified a little bit.
But you have a mannequin from the 1930s. It's gonna be. It's
gotta
gonna have
smell.
some wear and tear. And in bringing that up, because she is. Some people believe she's like an embalmed corpse. I'm going to bring up another embalmed corpse, Vladimir Lenin. So, the father of communism in Russia, in Soviet Russia. Yeah, so he is on display in Red Square. So his corpse has been around since 1924. So they're about the same year of supposedly if she were a corpse. And I'm comparing her to what goes through to make Vladimir Lenin still on display today is he has a whole biomedical team that keeps him looking that way. But most of what he looks like is a lot of it's like wax. They've developed this fake skin for him. And all that they really show is his head and his hands. Otherwise, he's in a full suit in like a coffin. And once every 18 months, they take him out. They give him like a formaldehyde bath or something like that. Like they do all this stuff for him. He has a whole team helping keep him looking pristine. But there's not that much left of him anyway. It's just to keep up the tissue, to keep up, you know, it's in, and they're building up this fake skin, they say, but it's like wax and all this other stuff to make him look as fresh as he can look. And they spend $200,000 each. There was a weird noise that just happened upstairs.
I have no idea what would have fell.
They spent $200,000 a year to preserve him. How is she not going through the same things to keep herself that nice? So that's part of the reason I think that she is also just a mannequin.
And a very nice tail.
Yeah.
I mean, it's probably a tourist attraction.
She's on my list. She's on my list to definitely go see, and I'll probably buy a dress out of that store if I'm ever able to. I do believe that because there's all this belief and surrounding and everything around her, that she might be a tulpa. you know what tulpa is?
Oh, I didn't even think about it that
So
way.
it's kind of like Slender Man, where Slender Man isn't actually real. He's a creepypasta or a tale. It was from a photo contest. And then you like, it was a photo and you had to write a creepy story about it. But people believe in it so much that does it start existing? And I think that maybe where some of her movement and stuff comes in.
Kind of
So
like
that's
the Babadook.
so that's where the paranormal part would come in for me about her. Not only does she look freaky, like freaky real, but there's a lot of people that have fed her the belief that they think that she's a corpse for how many years? A century almost.
Yeah.
And I think that she's got some kind of life to her.
I didn't even think about it that
Yeah,
way.
if you, it's like a fairy if you believe it's
Yep.
real, right? So that's what I think about that. And then the second video we're gonna watch is another one that I like a lot, and it's called Jeffrey the Clown, and he's creepy. So there's some very interesting things happening about him. So we're gonna cue up the video, and if you guys want to watch with us, and let us know what you think.
Inherited an old house from his grandmother, which contained some very creepy dolls. And one night he is woken up to something very disturbing.
Well, we just heard that earlier.
He finds nothing within the closet door.
It's a big
and
closet.
after closing it, he captures this.
Oh hell no!
When Jacob wakes up from his bed, we can see that the clown doll is facing straight towards the bed.
Do you like
But
how he's
once
like?
he comes out from the closet, we can see it staring to the side right at him.
A man named Jacob wakes up to a strange noise outside his room. Trembling with fear, he gets out of bed and encounters something that leaves him extremely unnerved.
So
Now,
this
not
is
too
another
long ago,
video
I
from the
featured
same
a video
guy,
from
just
Jacob.
a
You
different
may remember
time.
as a man who
Yes.
inherited an old house and a creepy clown doll that both belonged to his grandmother. The clown doll, known as Jeffrey, scares him.
Yeah.
Because of this, he keeps Jeffrey locked up in a separate room away from him. But then one night, something happens that spooks Jacob out of his mind. It's close to midnight when a loud bang wakes him up. He hears a couple more noises before suddenly realizing that the sounds are coming from the room next to his, where the clown doll was put. What happens next scares the living daylights out of him. Take a look.
I just heard banging.
Oh, I wouldn't.
Especially alone.
Nope. Why wouldn't you open that door more?
Or open it faster.
Nope. Oh hell no. Nope. Nope. Nope.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I would have to get rid of the doll.
I would have gotten rid of the doll the first time it turned its head and looked at me.
And like, why did he have it sitting in his bedroom facing towards him? That's just asking yourself to get
creeped out. I think, well, obviously, it's the house that his grandmother had left him, and it's one of the items she had. So to a point, you may not want to throw something away yet.
Sentimental.
That house looks like she just left it to him, and he's just moving in because he's got no place better to go because it's all her furniture, her little doily, throw, like everything looks like it belongs to her. But checking out noise is fine. But wouldn't you just... I'm not very brave, so I probably wouldn't go check it out, and I'd probably just curl up in my room.
Especially if you're by yourself.
Yeah, but if I were, and if I'm trying to get into another room, I would be turning on every light. I would be... I wouldn't just open the door just a crack to check him out the second time. Why is he sitting in the middle of the floor?
Yeah,
do you see that little hutch thingy that he could have put him in?
Yeah, it was kind of weird. And funny thing about that is, like, I had a similar situation happen pre-Geo when Casper would go out of town for work, like California and stuff like that. And I would always have stuff where I'd hear knocking or I'd hear whispering or like a giggle. A couple times the front door was unlocked and stuff like that. And occasionally I would hear like a knock on it, but there's no way to knock on the door because we have a screen door.
Remember when I heard the knock?
Oh, yeah.
But it was on the wall by the door?
But that's the thing that's weird about, like, I don't know what that is, because if it was residual, it would happen, usually it will happen at the same time every day or around the same time, but it's random. Like, a good example is, I don't know if you guys heard that, because it was kind of loud and it made me jump. Something fell upstairs. Have no idea what it is.
I guess we'll have to check it out later.
I know. My heart's racing right now.
We don't want to go upstairs and check it up either.
We go into watching a video. I'm like, oh, what was that? So, yeah, but I don't know. I get it. It might be valuable or sentimental, but I don't think I could have that in my bedroom. And if I'm going to put it away, I'm going to put it, like, away, not sitting in the middle of the room. Like, and why did he only open the door a little bit?
I feel like this doll is already creepy. I kind of want it to be real. But I think that this is also a ploy because this guy does have several videos about Jeffrey. So if you guys want to check it out, you could probably check it out. I really wanted to watch all of them. He does some creepy things. And Jeffrey is already super creepy. So with him turning his head and that small little creak, like if somebody were maybe in the room, I'm going to open the door fast and turn on the lights and be like, who the heck is in here?
Just to make sure. Like he was just going so slow. Like I felt like, I don't know if he was giving someone time to like set up and stuff like that, and it's just like I'm quick, like I want to know what's in there. Not going slow,
and of course going slow and just having that little peek of that. Did he take some horror movie classes? Because
I know, and
he did a good job of scaring me.
Yeah,
so
and that's why I'm not sure on it. I mean, it is creepy, I'll give him that, but like also our view was taken away to the stairs. The stairs thing, I don't know. Because it could have, if the sound would have sounded like it was closer to the camera, I would have been like, okay, yeah, that's creepy. But I don't know because I heard the creaking, but it was also in the dark part of the stairs.
Dark around the corner. So it could be somebody down there. But this is where we're also trying to justify what's freaky.
I know. That's what I was talking about in one of our videos about how something seems so unrealistic to us because it's not happening to us, but then it actually really happened.
So when we're trying to get our proof, are we being like, what's the word when you don't really believe? Skeptical. Like, yes, we are, but we do believe. We just don't always believe. It's so easy to fake now. It's so easy to fake. That was a good video. I love it. I want to keep them coming because I like Jeffrey.
And I feel like, he probably gets that a lot. And what would help his credibility is if he placed the camera in there and, like, had different angles or something, so that there isn't any hidden views for people to say, I don't know if that's real or not. Yeah.
And the house already looks creepy. So we have all that as well.
All the creaking and creaky doors and, like...
The paint. It literally looks like an abandoned house anyway.
It does.
But, she was a grandma. She probably just couldn't keep it up. Fine. But that was a really good video.
Yes.
And then the next video we're going to watch is of a kid that there's something supposedly in his room that we're gonna see.
Unseen force.
An unseen force. Yes. So we're gonna watch that one next.
So before I left the house for a drive, my son was asleep. Pay attention. Armani.
Hey, Armani, like the wine.
You hear me?
I have to tell you something when you get home.
What happened, baby? You hear me?
Okay.
I love you.
We'll discuss after.
See you in a minute.
Oh, that is freaky.
We can see a creepy mist-like figure fly across the camera, and the boy kept insisting he needed to tell his mum something when she got back. And when she finally got home to her son, he then told her that someone was in his room. And that's when she had no doubt in her mind that his imaginary friend is indeed real.
So,
What would you like to address first about this video?
oh my God, so many things. First, I'd like to address that bed. You can't even clean the bed off for him? Like all those coat hangers and clothes on there? I am totally judging right now.
We're gonna judge. I'm gonna judge right now.
But no, you know, okay. So when you told me about this video, I tried to look it up. Obviously, she removed it because she probably got a lot of flack for, one, why are you leaving your kid at home to go for a drive? Okay.
Yeah, clearly there was nobody home. And that's great that you have some kind of visual on your child. Hey, it's a lot more advanced than it used to be, so I get that there could be some trust in that if you wanted to run out real quick, but at the same time, you know what we're gonna say.
Right.
Like-
and I mean, he didn't seem like he's at an age where he could do anything if there was like a emergency. Like, for instance, like, we talked about this, you know, if we ran out really quick, we have cameras too, but like, what if we get in an accident and something happens? And, you know, now your 6-year-old's at home by themselves, or what if something happens to him and we didn't see it, you know? It's just like, and they didn't specify, she went out for a drive, and when she got home, they didn't
She
specify.
said she went out for a drive.
But like, what's that? Well, we saw the stripper pole, so
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know.
Clearly, yeah.
I just thought that was weird. What was her screen name?
I don't remember her first name, but let's just say her name was like Linda. Like, it was like, Linda does it all.
Yeah.
And that was her screen name, you know, but like I said, it's not her first name. I don't remember what it was.
She's got an OnlyFans, and she does do it all with that pole.
Well,
But
and the pole is just right there.
it's so weird. It's because there is a creepy element to it, but you get so distracted. With the other stuff, with the stripper pole.
The kid's clearly left home alone.
Yeah.
And the kid's like, hey, Mom, there's something in my room. And the history of this child also supposedly is he has an imaginary friend that he talks to and things like that. We cut that part out because it didn't really pertain to getting to the point of the video.
Yeah.
So, but yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. And I mean, yes, I could believe it. You can fake that. There are overlays that you can do for it. But there was a really good clip before it went all Hollywood with Ghost Adventures, where they're in the, I think, Goldstein Hotel.
Okay.
It was a long time ago, kind of like when
first
they first
season?
started.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, they got so much good stuff all the time. But in that particular hotel, there was a scene where Nick had just set something up in one of the rooms, and it was like a wide shot.
Oh, the one where
and then he walked out, and that thing followed him.
So it's very, that does remind me of this video a lot.
It's giving me chills. Yeah, and that's what it reminded me of when I saw that. I'm like, God, I mean, is it real? Is it not? But then, like, the kid was like, obviously he looked like he was a little bit distressed. Like, he got up and left the room.
Yeah.
I would leave the room too.
Yeah, and the thing
There's
about,
something I gotta tell you.
to give her some credit, she obviously isn't a paranormal like, like she's not here to record paranormal things.
Right.
She just posted something paranormal happening in her house.
Mm-hmm.
So I like those videos where there's a good one with like a guy camping with his dog,
Mm-hmm.
and then his dog's just like barking. He likes to just camp in the middle of the woods by himself with the dog and all that, and record his adventures. And when weird things happen, I like those videos because that's
Yes.
not their intent.
Yep.
And whereas, obviously we've seen many videos where people are going to haunted places or abandoned warehouses and things
Yeah.
happen, but you're seeking that out. These people aren't out seeking that. She's not seeking.
And that's what's
that.
so unfortunate about it is it's a really great clip.
Yep.
But unfortunately,
We're
I'm
distracted.
pretty sure people were so focused on the poll and her not being home with them that she probably got like a lot of negative comments, unfortunately. More on that than of the cool aspect of what she caught.
Mm-hmm.
Because when I went to try to find that video on her actual page, it wasn't there.
You could not find it.
I could not find it anywhere. So, but yeah, it's a bummer. Because I bet you she's got a bunch of other cool stuff, but it's probably happening all.
Yeah, and it's easier to believe some of the videos where people have captured something, and it's not like, they're in bed and their hair is perfect. Mm-hmm. First of all,
And then it gets pulled slightly.
just gently, and they're like, oh. Because I've seen a couple of those videos. I'm like, why are there cameras in every single bedroom in this house and every corner of the house? But there's, of course, something like scary happening, like the rugs being pulled or the glass falling off of the kitchen counter, things like that.
Like that one video where the table, it was filming the table, which I don't know why
the one
camera,
where
the thing was coming off and that was coming out.
All
and
that paranormal activity happened and the
just that
cupboards
one-
open.
Yeah, I'm just like, come on.
Great video, but everything that fell out of the cabinets was not breakable. And
It was like, I know.
Yep, everything was not breakable, and the camera on the table with like things falling in front of it. No, the camera seemed to not fall. It seemed to be fine, and
And kind of piggybacking off of what you said, it's more believable when it just happens to be a regular room that's being filmed. But like a good example is like that one video we watched where the camera was zoomed in on the garbage can, and then all of a sudden the garbage can gets pulled. I mean, it's just it's not as realistic, and
like
you just
who
kind of wonder.
puts a camera on the counter that just faces the garbage can? Unless the garbage can gets pulled all the time. And you're saying, hey, go ahead and pull the garbage can, and it happens. That makes sense to me, but it was just like, am I supposed
there was
to
no story
understand?
leading up to it, so that's why I had a hard time believing it. But one clip that I think I have to show you that was really good, and I think I've shown it before on here, was a clip where they heard the dog was barking like crazy down the stairs. The girlfriend was standing back. She's like, I don't want to go look. And he's like looking with his camera. And you hear down in his basement, the door just going bam, bam.
No.
So he's looking down there, and it's kind of a little bit dark, but not that dark. And he's like, hello? And then the door stops. Bang, and then you hear do, 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 like it running up the stairs as like,
Nope.
I don't like stuff like that. I'm like,
But I like that when he acknowledged it, it stops and like retaliates or like it just stops.
Yep.
Because it's, what do you call it? An intelligent haunting then. So I do.
And that's what I
appreciate that.
meant by like if the sound of it walking up the stairs would have came closer to the camera than for the Jeffrey one, then I would have believed that a little bit more. But it was just like, down where you can't see.
In the pitch darkness,
Yeah.
there's no hallway light.
Right. That would have been the first thing I flicked on
The
if I heard
first
that.
time Jeffrey turned his head, there would have been lights everywhere.
Yeah, and he didn't just turn his head. He was like,
Yeah, he's already leaning
I was
towards
like,
you. Yeah.
nope. You already know
Watching
about
you
my doll
sleep.
experience, so.
It's very poltergeist with the clown doll and that with
Yeah.
the kid, and they're like, it's
Oh, yeah?
yeah. Because like I said, did he take a horror movie class? Because everything he did was awesome, and even the breathing. Like maybe because he's so close to the camera, and
yeah.
and I feel him having the camera handy for something weird happening, because clearly that's what he's trying to say is something weird's been happening since he inherited this house. But
Yeah. And I would have believed that more if the camera would have been shaking too. Like I've seen the ones where they're actually scared breathing like that, but you see the camera shaking just a little bit because they're shaking. They're trying to keep the camera steady.
I mean, when I've been scared, I breathe quite a bit too, but I'm also not trying to go find out what it is. I'm probably underneath my covers.
Yeah.
Like just being like, go away.
And I'm just like, I couple of times I actually pulled out my phone to record, but most of the time I'm just trying,
You
I'm
just
freaked
miss it?
out. I'm just like, but I did pull it out once to record because the dogs, like I think I told you about this, they were on the end of the bed and they had their ears up looking out into that
hallway.
area, the hallway where I
Where
had
that noise just was.
Yeah, we got to go investigate that. So
Yeah.
we're going to wrap this up.
Yeah. So what do you
I'm
think
creeped up.
of the wine? Let's get back to that.
Yeah, let's get back to the wine. So again, we're drinking Albino Armani. It's a Pinot Grigio. Gonna do the sniff test. That sounded weird.
I'm going to give it a 4.5 because I really like it. I almost feel it should be a little stronger.
I do too.
If it were, but maybe I'll find out later. But it's like how I feel.
It's not strong
It's
right
not strong
now.
enough. But I feel like I really like this one. It tastes good.
I do
It's
too.
Got a good smell, like you said on the previous one.
I love it. We're going to polish off the rest of this bottle.
Did you give it a rating?
I'm gonna do a 4.5 too.
Okay.
Yeah, I agreed with you because I mean, like I said, I'm not normally a white wine drinker, but this tastes close to like a Riesling to me. So, so I'm
Less
like,
sweet.
yes,
Very
not
good.
as sweet.
Refreshing.
Yep.
that
So I love it.
All right.
But thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
Goodbye, and we'll see
See you on the other side.